it's me, Renee. I'm back, and today I have a tag for you. A tag that's quite old. Old. Now I feel sometimes feel like what is old, but like I don't know. I feel like kind of it's easy to talk about a concept or a tag as old and like a person. Like I wouldn't say this tag is old in person years, but in tag years, yeah, kind of. As you can see from the title, this is the Epic Reads book tag, which was created in 2015, so 8 years ago. My god, time flies. But yeah, I've been wanting to do it for a long time, and part of what I kind of want to do with Vida was trying to do videos that I wanted to do that I haven't done yet. So here I am, doing the Epic Reads book tag. Sorry. So let's start. For once, I have notes on post-its because I do. But yeah, the first question is, sorry, which author and the author's character would you have over for tea, and what would you serve? So here I was thinking like, hmm, difficult. I mean, there's a lot of cool authors, a lot of cool characters, so it was a bit difficult to choose. But I ended up going with Mina Holmes and Colin Gleeson. Colin Gleeson being the author of Mina Holmes from the Stoker and Holmes series. So Mina Holmes is Sherlock Holmes' niece, and she's quite the sleuth herself, but she's also awkward like me. She's English, so she likes tea. And yeah, I think she and I would have a little fun conversation. And Colin Gleeson, she's, to the best of my knowledge, I think she's American, but still, I think she would make a fun talking partner, a fun conversationalist because she's written these awesome books. And yeah, what would I serve? I would serve. I think I would serve mint tea because it's one of my favorite teas. So like have fresh mint leaves in the tea, and then like until like the second, I thought I was just gonna say like normal tea crumpets, like tea food. That's kind of normal in England. But you know what? I kind of think instead I'm gonna say I'm gonna say mint tea and scones. That's not a normal mint scones and some variety of cakes. Yeah, I'm gonna do some cakes because cake is always fun and nice to eat. I suppose you might ask me, well, what kind of cake, Renee? Uh, uh, I don't know. I'm just gonna say a variety of three cakes: a chocolate cake, a cake with cream, and a cake with caramel. Yeah, caramel cake sounds cool. And yeah, let's leave it at that and move on. So the next question is, which book would you want a prequel for? Now, I have one asterisk here. Like, I'm not filming in a normal location because reasons. So I can't look at my books for advice for tips. Though I do have a lot of books like in my head. I have a lot of books in my head. I mean, you know what I mean. Um. So yeah, honestly, like a lot of the books that I've read, either they don't really feel like they need a prequel, or they're part of a series where the later reads kind of fill in the beginning. Uh, so I was kind of curious. I was kind of unsure what to answer for this one. Though, yeah, I do have an answer. Though, yeah, this might be cheating because okay, my answer is Veronica Speedwell. Speedwell. So I just in January or February this year, I just read the first book, A Curious Beginning, which I loved so much. But yeah, I haven't read the rest of the series yet, so I don't really know if there will be more flashbacks or stuff like that. But like the first book didn't have flashbacks, and often the second book wouldn't do a new thing that the first book didn't do. But yeah, honestly, I think it would be very fun to have the prequel or the real origin, for to have Veronica became Veronica. I suppose that would kind of be like a book with her whole childhood. But I'm thinking like her first time going abroad. It was mentioned, but it wasn't really fleshed out. Or there wasn't a there was no flashback to it. So I think yeah, a Veronica Speedwell prequel. I think that would be very fun to see. And then the next prompt is choose a character from one series to be a character from another series. So like two characters from different series to be together as a couple. And yeah, I've been thinking and thinking, and I don't know. It's a difficult question. So yeah, honestly, I'm just gonna pass this one. So sorry, I don't have an answer for this one. Maybe I'll answer it in the future, but at this point in time, I don't have an answer. Moment. Just have to fix my battery for the camera is going away. So yeah, the next prompt is you meet your favorite author on the subway. I'm not quite sure why this is on the subway. Like, why not wherever? But maybe like fun place to meet your favorite author. Sorry. And you can say one sentence. What would that be? Um, some people have been answering this and saying like, "Oh, why don't you take a drink with me or go to dinner with me?" Like, no, I'm too shy to do that. But I'm gonna do the fangirl thing where, oh yeah, you're probably also thinking, who are you gonna meet? So I'm thinking like, there's a lot of my favorite authors. I have a lot of them. I end up going with Meg Cabot halfway. One of the reasons is because she's once lived in New York. Because I'm pretty sure that one of the original tag said the subway in New York. I suppose it could just be a subway. And honestly, I don't really think there's not really subways in every city in the world. And you know what? For some reason, I'm just gonna imagine it's in New York. So yeah, Meg Cabot because she used to live in New York, and well, I suppose now she lives close. She lives in Florida now. Not mistaken. I think she could go to New York. I don't think it's unlikely she'll visit New York for some reason. Though I suppose you could say, how would I be in New York? New York is on my bucket list, and also like even if I went to New York, how likely is it to meet your favorite author? Not really. I mean, this is all hypothetical. But yeah, I would meet Meg Cabot, and I would say thank you so much for helping me through my teenage years. Because yeah, when I was a teen, when I was 13, I found the medieval series, but I also found well, at first I read Princess Diaries and I enjoyed them, but then I found the medieval series and it changed my life. And I also read the rest of her books from then on, from I was 12 to like I want to say maybe 21, 22. I was obsessed with Meg Cabot. Meg Cabot, she used to have a blog. Well, she still has a blog, but yeah, like back in those days, there wasn't really social media the way we have today. So like back then, authors or people used to have blogs, and I used to read her blog religiously, and it was just so fun. And yeah, it helped me through middle grade, which was not a fun time. So her books and her whole blog just helped me so much. So yeah, I would just say thank you for that, for being yourself and helping me through a tough time. Sorry. And then next, sorry, yeah, give me a moment. The next prompt is which book made you a reader and why? Yeah, I don't technically I don't really have answer for this question because I'm one of those people who always love to read. Like I've loved to read ever since I learned to read. Though like I had early favorite books, so I guess I could just mention those. I remember when I was 8 or 9, my mom used to read aloud to me the Narnia books. Well, not all of them, but like the first 2 or 3, and I really loved that. And well, she also read aloud the HP of books, but yeah, honestly, though they're not that interesting anymore really to me. Yeah, so Narnia books, but then also like me and my friends, we like my group of friends, we all loved Nancy Drew. So we like, and we went to, sorry, we went to bookstores. Of course, used bookstore because Nancy Drew quite an old series, even when I was young. Not I'm old now, but you know. So yeah, we went to used bookstores and tried to find Nancy Drew books we hadn't found before. We were like, if we found a new book in the library we hadn't found before in Nancy Drew series, we would read that one. So, and we would borrow the Nancy Drew books to each other, and yeah, we're just very much into Nancy Drew, all of us. Right. So yeah, Narnia books, Nancy Drew. Um, and I also really love witch comics, the Italian comics that were all about this friend group who become witches, and there's portal fantasies and all that stuff. I read that from the first comic was released when I want to say 8 to 9, I think 8 or 9. And those series we would buy one comic and then we would borrow the comic to my friend, and then next month the other friend would buy the comic and we would pass it around. And yeah, I loved it so much. I read that till like I was 14, so I suppose maybe embarrassingly long time. But yeah, I really enjoyed that comic. And yeah, that was important to me also in my reading journey. So yeah, next prompt is Incendio. Your house is on fire. Which one book do you let's say escape? Do you save? So yeah, I have a lot of books. So it's a bit difficult to think like which one book do you choose. I end up going with my and also yeah, I'm supposed to show the book, but I don't have it here because new, well, different shooting location. But yeah, I'm gonna go with my copy of The Might by Siri Petition, which is an original Norwegian, which I have signed. I went through signing in Oslo back in I want to say 2015. Yeah, I actually think it was 2015. So 15 or 16. 15 or 16, around that age. So actually, as old as this tag. But yeah, I went through signing of that book. It was the end of a trilogy, and the trilogy has been a huge thing in Norway. So there was this big signing thing for the pan pizza. So people came. You got there was soup. You also had cake, and there was sodas, and there was speeches, and yeah, it was just a whole to do. And then I got some lovely memories from that day, and people did cosplay, and yeah, it was just lovely, very very much fun, great night in my life. So yeah, that book, it's a great memory from that, and also it's signed, so of course I suppose like, I mean, you can buy books signed, but like just from the store, but like when you go to signing, it's much more precious, at least to me. So yeah, that. Sorry. Then the next question is, which dystopian world will you live in? Which is kind of like, yeah. Most dystopian worlds are not that cool, really. A lot of them are pan pizza like. I mean, just awful. So this question is kind of like, why would you even answer it? Because I mean, why would you want to live in a dystopian world? Um, those worlds was like, what is this dystopian world? I end up going to answering with the Not Your series, Not Your Universe from CB Lee, which is not your sidekick, not your villain, um, not your what's the third book called again? Not your back. And then the fourth book is Not Your Hero, which is not out yet, but yeah. So this series, it's set in our world, though it's set in, I want to say, I think it's 2050. Like it's 2050, so it's not like 3000. It's in the 2000s, but it's, I think it's 100 year or maybe more. So that suppose then would just be 2040. But that one, okay, maths, it's hard, but like it's more or less 2,000 years. Sorry, it's more or less 100 years or 200 years in from our future, from our current line time. So a lot of things are similar to the world that we have, but there's some dystopian shit. Like the awful what's the word again? An awful government. But for most part, it's not awful. So I think I could live in this world. So yeah, I'm gonna say that world. And then blah blah. Yeah, next to last question. What is your most epic? I just kind of says that. Epic read. So the definition of epic, one of them is kind of like a long narrative poem, which I mean that I don't really think it's well. It depends who you ask, but like I think now when people ask epic, people more think of like grand, huge, like amazing read, or like an epic fantasy often, which is also kind of what I end up choosing myself for, like, and also, uh, yeah, defining it as myself. Sorry. So I'm going with Racing by Christian Cashore, which is one of my first high fantasy reads. Still one of the only high fantasy reads I really love. Like, I like fantasy, but I don't really like high fantasy. I'm weird that way. I feel anyway. But yeah, Graceling, it's just it has the map in the beginning. It has a quest, which I really enjoy quest stories. Not everyone does, but I really enjoy it. It has amazing characters, an epic world. It's just so grand. And then you go from quest like it's a road trip from different landscapes, and yeah, it's a book I reread every few years, and it's just, yeah, epic every time I reread it, and yeah, it's just amazing. So Graceling, Chris and Cashore, love that book. And then last but not least, tag people. As usual, I'm just going to tag people who want to do it. Though this is a tag that's been around for a long time, so I suppose a lot of people have done it. But also a lot of people that I talk to on BookTube are people that have joined in the last few years. So maybe you haven't done it and you want to do it. But yeah, as usual, if you see this and you want to do it, tag you're it. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye.